Brent crude breaking $103 a barrel just as food prices are climbing to 20-year highs. But our next guest says stop, take a breath, and take a good hard look at a commodity that flies under the radar, uranium. Michael Mickey Fulp is the publisher of the Mercenary Geologist newsletter. It's free. I don't know how you should start charging. You've got thousands of people who want to hear what you have to say about uranium and more. First of all, let's tackle the macro. We see soy, rough rice, wheat, sugar, all hitting either multi-year or all-time highs, not to mention copper is certainly hitting a significant high lately. This isn't inflation? Ben Bernanke says no.
Well, of course it's inflation. We're exporting our oil for our dollars for oil, so we're creating inflation throughout the world by the Federal Reserve continuing to print dollars, if you will. So we're exporting our inflation. That leads to higher oil prices. It leads to food inflation. Food inflation is very much of a concern, starting in the Middle East, but if it goes to East Asia, watch out.
So as I said, sugar, wheat, rice, we've got some of these boards we can rotate through that are certainly worrisome when you look at maybe a simple one-year chart, but then you go to 30 years or 30 months, depending on which one you're looking at. Dairy, for example, up 6.2%, but it's still 17% below the peak of November of 07. So perspective is important, is it not?
Well, it certainly is. It's always important. Right. So what we're seeing here is a continual secular bull market in commodities. That doesn't mean we're not going to have bear dips within this secular bull, but the real fear for me, again, I come back right to it, is food inflation. We see that now with the commodities, soft commodities, reaching near record levels.
In fact, the UN Food Index, which is a measure of a monthly change of a basket of international food products, is significantly hit a pretty big high. I think it's the highest since the 1990s when they first started measuring these things. But let's move to metals. We know the story about gold and silver. Those are the so-called IT metals. You've got another IT metal you feel has an opportunity of room to run. What is it?
Well, I think uranium is the next big thing, and I tend to approach commodities as somewhat of a contrarian. I was very early on in the rare earth element game, and we've seen what that's gone to in the last year.